I'm going to talk about the two and only two factors that you need to focus on to go from a rookie real estate agent to a top producer. The first factor is lead generation. Lead generation is quite literally the backbone of success as a real estate agent. Now, what is lead generation? It is simply you reaching out and getting in touch with people who are looking to buy and sell real estate. That is it. And this should be your main focus as a realtor. Now, I've chosen outbound prospecting, making phone calls, as my primary way to lead generate for my personal business. I find outbound prospecting to be the #1 way and the most effective way for lead generation in my research and trying new things out. The reason outbound prospecting to me is the best is because it's free. You can literally, right after this video, pick up the phone and call all the for sale by owners in your area just by looking at Zillow. There's like 50 to 100 people raising their hands saying, I want to sell my home, that you can actively reach out to today, like right now, and prospect to them and see if it makes sense for them to sell their home through you. I've posted countless videos on YouTube explaining my processes on outbound prospecting and making cold calls so that you're most effective and efficient while doing so. Now, there's other ways to prospect and lead generate, including door knocking a neighborhood. So finding a neighborhood that you really want to work and just having a nice little printout or some goodies or something like that, and you can knock on the door and talk to them and prospect to people that way. I find this less efficient because you're just talking to random people in an area that you want to serve versus targeting specifically people who are looking to buy and sell real estate. Expired leads for rent by owners, FSBOs, things like that. But it's still a very effective way to prospect because you can dominate one area. Another form of prospecting could be email campaigns. So finding an area, pulling all the data on that area, trying to get their phone numbers and mainly their email addresses, and sending a mass email campaign every week, month, things like that, so that your name is top of mind if they ever do want to buy or sell. Again, same thing as door knocking, it's just a random area that you want to target, so that's why I feel like it's less effective. Another way you could prospect is something called inbound prospecting. So what I've talked about before is outbound prospecting, where you're outwardly reaching out to clients. Inbound prospecting is if you buy leads through Zillow, let's say. So Zillow will allow you to buy, buyer leads, and you can, it's a good amount of money, it's a large amount of money, and that's the downside of that. You can buy all these buyer leads from Zillow and talk to them. This is another form of lead generation and prospecting that's still very effective. In my opinion, it's just not as effective as picking up the phone and just simply dialing people for free. If you're looking to excel in making outbound prospecting calls, like I've said before, I have countless videos on YouTube where I've literally dedicated my channel to outbound prospecting calls and teaching other agents how to do so. So check out some of those. But the main thing in making outbound prospecting calls and why I feel I've excelled in them is, #1, I'm very authentic. I'm true to myself on the phone. And you'll hear that if you listen to some of my live cold calls. But the other thing that I really focus on is providing value. So I always have something of value to provide to anybody I'm calling, whether it be a equity update on their home, price valuation, things like that. And this leads us right into the second factor of becoming a top producer. The second factor to go from rookie real estate agent to top producer is simply providing value to everybody you come in contact with. After this video, I really want you to sit down and write, why would a client go through you versus somebody else? What is the value proposition that you are giving to clients and prospects? In this video, I'll share with you some of the value that I specifically provide to clients, but what's going to be your point of difference? Something that you really want to think long and hard about. And if you at least have this in your mind of trying to provide exceptional value in any way you can, when you're talking to buyers and sellers and you have value in your mind, you're going to be unstoppable in real estate. And it's how I was able to be a top producer at 18 years old. Literally, these are the only two factors that I focused on. The first way that I provide exceptional value to my clients personally is focusing on building that client relationship with the client. People work with who they know, like, and trust. That's incredibly important. I'll say it again. People work with who they know, like, and trust. It's that simple. So if you're focusing on being that agent that they know, like, and trust, you're going to dominate the marketplace. You could do this as simply by showing up to their house and being the most honest with them. So when walking through the home, you can say, hey, to get you the price that you're looking for in your home, to sell it in this time frame, you're gonna have to do X, Y, and Z. Whether they like to hear it or not, you're gonna be the agent of honesty and integrity to all your clients. This is gonna build a track record where you're very upfront and honest, and clients know exactly what they're getting from the start. So really focusing on building that client relationship, listening to the issues of the client. What is it that they actually want to get done out of this transaction? A lot of the time it's not only just they want the most amount of money. Sometimes they want the stress of the property to be off them. They just don't want to deal with it anymore. Or they want it to be out at a certain date. Really focusing when you're talking to them on getting the specific needs and desires that they want, that's what's going to get you the business. So again, I can't stress this enough. Really listen to what the client wants. It's not as simple as they want to just sell their home, so I'm going to sell their home for them. It goes a level deeper where you're really listening to whether, say it's their grandfather owned the property and it got passed on to them. There's a lot of emotions tied with the property, and they could just want to back off, let you deal with it, and get the best buyer into the property. And that's what you will say you're going to focus on, and it's truly what you will focus on. So again, build that client relationship, be the agent they trust, and focus on the issues that they actually want to get solved. Another way to outdo your value compared to other agents is to just simply be the most educated in your marketplace. So really every day taking time to figure out what is going on in the marketplace. Where are interest rates heading? What's going to happen to the housing values? What is the best area to invest in? Things like this is going to make you the most informed agent. And when you're communicating to clients, it'll come off as you know what's going on. You are the expert in the area. There's going to be no one else to work with because you quite literally know everything that's going on in the area. And if you don't, you will find out. So really emphasizing this to clients that is a top priority for you as an agent to provide value in the sense of I'm the most informed agent in my marketplace. Every morning I study the marketplace, where price is heading, what's new on the market, what got withdrawn and expired, things like this. So you know which areas are having trouble to sell, which areas are selling quickly, knowing where interest rates are heading, what to do, when to wait. Things like this is going to make you the most informed agent. And again, clients are going to feel the level of intelligence you have when it comes to their house and the marketplace. Another value proposition you can give to your clients when speaking to them is that you are going to keep them most up to date throughout the entire process. So really having systems and processes in place so that when their house goes under the contract, you don't just abandon them like most agents do. You really stick with them all the way to closing. This could be as simple as just focusing on your communication and letting clients know that this is a focus and a top priority for you. So the way I do this is quite simple. I give them daily emails, daily texts. Every other day I'll give them a phone call. Even if there's nothing going on, that's great news to give to your clients, and it's something that they want to hear. So really showcasing to clients and prospective buyers and sellers that I will keep them most informed throughout the entire process so they're not just left in the dark for weeks at a time. So I really highly recommend focusing on creating systems and processes and explaining this clearly to your clients that is a focus for you, that you're not going to just leave them in the dark. Because there are a few ways that I provide value to clients and that you can do the same, but really focus on becoming the best agent you can be. Sit here and think right now, who is that agent that is a top producer? What would they do? If you ask this question throughout your day, what would a top producing agent do? How would a top producing agent communicate to their clients? How would a top producing agent go about running their business? Thinking about questions like this daily, you're going to eventually become that top producer, and just really focus on educating yourself to become the agent you want to become. When I tell you that lead generation and focusing on providing value to everybody I come in contact with is the only two things that I focused on since I've gotten in the business at 18 years old, that's how I became a top producer realtor. I mean it when I say it, and it's all that you need to focus on as a realtor watching this video. Tomorrow, focus on these two aspects, do it for 3 months, and tell me what the business comes to be. I promise you that you will become the agent you want to be if you keep these ideas in your head and you focus on the two most important aspects of the business: lead generation, and providing value to people. If you guys have any questions or feedback, please leave it in the comments below. I answer any comment that gets sent to me, and I want to grow as an agent as well through you guys watching this video. If you guys found this content valuable, please subscribe, leave a like. I appreciate it tenfold, and I appreciate you guys watching.